The day was June 13th, 2011. I was meeting Austin Wiggins, an aspiring filmmaker and one of my closest friends, to discuss the possibility of working on a film project together over the summer. Austin was already well known throughout the Rome area as an up-and-coming filmmaker. He had already received recognition for several of his works, including a scholarship to attend the Art Institute of Atlanta. Our intention that day was to come up with a project that would keep us busy over the next 2 months of summer. What we decided on, however, would turn out to be a much larger challenge than we could have imagined. We met at Johnny's Pizza on Broad Street in Rome. It was about 3 o'clock and there were few others in the restaurant. Our conversation started with casual talk about how our summers had been thus far, but it quickly shifted to discussion about our project. I had previously suggested that we create some kind of music video, though that was quickly ruled out in favor of a more exciting project that Austin had been wanting to do. We would create a video for the student film competition to be screened and judged at the Rome International Film Festival. The plot would be an over-dramatization of an individual rushing to return a library book before the clock strikes 5 o'clock. Our first meeting had been a success and we made plans to meet later that week. Our next meeting proved to be very productive. We began planning out how, where, and when we would film, and we convinced our friend Austin Terry to take the lead role. Next time we would meet, we would begin pre-production in full force. Going into pre-production, we recruited Joshua Evans, as well as Colton Hennon, to join the production crew. We met and planned out the next month. A couple more days of pre-production to finalize the script and other important factors. 2 weeks of filming, a few days for post-production, and then the premiere party at the end of the month. The entire crew was excited when we began filming. We knew that we were embarking on a journey that would be unlike anything that any of us had done before. The first day went very well, as we managed to film the first of 5 scenes in its entirety. The only downside was that, looking back, we realized that we had wasted the entire second half of the day filming footage that would never make it into the film. Despite such a colossal waste of time, we were excited with what we had accomplished thus far, and we looked forward to day 2. The second day of filming was short, but we managed to film another scene in its entirety. At this point, we could definitely tell that the initial excitement was beginning to wane, and it was beginning to hurt the crew's ability to focus. This became very apparent during our third day of filming, which was spent almost entirely on Broad Street in downtown Rome. It didn't help that it was one of the hottest days of the summer, and we were planning to film from around 9 in the morning till about 6 in the afternoon. We soldiered on, however, and even though it wasn't the most enjoyable day, we managed to film 2 scenes. Our last day of filming was one of the most exciting, though it was also one of the most frustrating. We had to film Austin Terry maneuvering around cars on the highway in his Mustang. The scene required multiple drivers, but adding more people only added more frustration, and it was impossible to keep everyone working together. Though it was rough, we did manage to get all the shots that we needed. We finished up the day by going back to several locations to refilm small bits that we needed to make the final product complete. We were finally done filming. It had been long and difficult, but we had accomplished what we had set out to do. Over the next few days, Austin edited the raw footage into the finished product. We premiered the movie to a crowd of roughly 50 family and friends several nights later, and they were all thoroughly impressed. The Rome International Film Festival took place on September 10th. Sadly, the Georgia-South Carolina game took place on that same day, and I was obligated to attend. Austin called me later that day, and I've never heard him sound so excited before in my life. We had won first place. The judges had loved the movie, and we were now certain that all the effort that went into the production of this movie was well worth it. Looking back, I am very glad of what we accomplished, and I hope to collaborate again with Austin in the future.